Good morning, everyone. Today, we will start our new chapter, that is chapter number 2 from Civics Democracy in India. In this chapter, we are talking about universal adult franchise, the election, which is classified into general elections, election commission, secret ballot, majority, and then after candidate. Our next topic is political party, the function of political party, and the foremost important topic, that is coalition government. Democracy. Democracy is derived from the Greek word demoskratia, in which demos means people and kratia means rule together. Or we can say that it's a people's rule. In a simplest manner, it means a system in which the government of a country is elected by the people. In other terms, democracy in modern usage is a system of government in which the citizen exercise power directly or elect representatives from among themselves to form a governing body. Our modern democracy is bifurcated or classified into two categories, that is direct democracy and representative. Direct democracy or pure democracy, in which people decide on policy initiative directly, and representative democracy is a system of government in which all eligible citizens vote on representative to pass laws for them. The four most significant features of democracy are as follows. Number 1, rulers elected by the people take all the major decisions. Elections offer a choice and fair opportunity to the people to change their current rulers. The exercise of their choice leads to a government limited by basic rules of the Constitution and citizens' rights. It also provides method to deal with differences and conflicts. It is quite suitable for most of the countries like India. It is quite more accountable form of government. So my question is here, what makes a democracy successful? A certain level of education and civilization of the population. It not only ceding of power is from individual vote. In a democracy, the government and the people reflect each other as the people, so the government to elect have the power or to represent their leaders in informal or formal ways. Freedom. Yes, we can say that freedom of speech and press and personal freedom, all rights should be strictly coupled with responsibility and accountability. The capacity to handle this freedom derives from the above condition of education and civilization. In democracy, the foremost pillars, that is legislature, executive, and judiciary. On the basis of these pillars, somewhere democracy not only proved successful in India but also create a new dimension of the society. Legislature. The legislature are the elected representative who sit in the parliament and frame or introduce, or we can say that to create or modify laws and policies by which the nation is governed. Executive. The executive are the largest manpower in which they need to absolutely uncorrupt and unconsciousness. In judiciary, judiciary is the system of court that interprets and applies the laws in the name of the state. The judiciary can also be thought of as the mechanism for the resolution of disputes. In democracy, the foremost important topic is universal adult franchise. What is the meaning of universal adult franchise? Universal adult franchise means all adult citizens of the country should have the right to vote without any discrimination of class, caste, religion, or gender. It is based on the basic principle of democracy, which we call equality. It stresses that the right to vote should be equally available to all. It is the bedrock of a democratic system, and also we can say that it enables all citizens to be involved in the governance of their state. Franchise literally means the right of the people to vote and elect their representative. The word franchise is derived from the French word franc, which means free. In history, it took much time in making itself a universal law. In fact, this was one of the major demands in the long-drawn struggle for democracy. Till date, not all the countries of the world are practicing this law. India had implemented this principle on January 26, 1950. Now, the minimum age for exercising franchise is 18 years in our country. One must qualify certain grounds for the adult franchise in India. These are: one must be a citizen of India, one must have attained 18 years of age, one must not to be unsound mind, one must not have declared bankrupt by a competent court. Our next topic is elections in India. India is a country divided in states and union territory with a parliamentary system governed under the Constitution of India, which defines the power distribution among the federal government and the states. The President of India is the ceremonial head of the country and Supreme Commander-in-Chief for all defense forces in India. However, it is the Prime Minister of India who is the leader of the party or political alliance having a majority in the national elections to the Lok Sabha that exercises most executive powers for matters that require countrywide affection under a federal system. India is regionally divided into states, and each state has a chief minister who is the leader of the party or political alliance, having won majority in the regional election, otherwise known as state assembly. Elections that exercise executive powers in that state. The respective state's chief minister has executive powers within the state and works jointly with the Prime Minister of India or his minister on matters that require both state and central attention. Some union territories also elect an assembly and have a territorial government, and other way. The union territories are governed by a person appointed by the President of India. Our next topic is general election and its types. A general election is an election held to choose among candidates nominated in a primary convention or federal, state or local office. The purpose of a general election is to make a final choice among the various candidates who have been nominated by parties or who are running as independents, or in some cases write-in candidates. Measures such as proposed legislation, bond issues approving the borrowing of money for public projects, and other mandates on government also can be placed on the ballot. There are two basic types of election, the by and midterm elections. In by-elections, it is a nominating election in which the field of candidate that will run in the general election is chosen. Victory in a primary usually results in a candidate being nominated or endorsed by a political party for the general election. Midterm elections, the election in which a particular vote for their particular group, or we can say the representative, but not for their president, are known as midterm elections. Every 2 years, or we can say that every 5 years in India, the House of Representatives, or we can say that a midterm election refers to a type of election where the people can elect their representative and other subnational office holder like governor, members of local council in the middle of the term of the executive. Now my question is, what is the difference between a general election and midterm election? Midterm election are the general elections that are held near the midpoint of the president for term of office, and midterm election historically generate lower voter turnout than the presidential elections. The important topic of this chapter again, Election Commission. The Election Commission of India is an autonomous constitutional authority responsible for administering election processes in India at national, state and district level. The body of administer election to the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, the State Legislative Assembly, the State Legislative Council and the offices of the President and Vice President of the country. The Election Commission operate under the authority of Constitution per Article 324 and subsequently enacted Representation of the People Act. The Commission has the power under the Constitution to act in an appropriate manner when the enacted laws make insufficient provision to deal with a given situation in the conduct of an election. The actual structure of Election Commission. The Commission was established in 1950 and originally only had a Chief Election Commissioner. The two additional commissioners were appointed to the Commission for the first time on 16 October 1989 on the eve of the 1989 general election, but they had a very short tenure ending on 1st January 1990. The Election Commissioner Amendment Act 1989 was adopted on 1st January 1990, which turned the Commission into a multi-member body. A 3-member commission has been in operation since then, and the decisions by the Commission are made by a majority vote. The Chief Election Commissioner and the 2 Election Commissioners, who are usually retired IAS officers, draw salaries and allowances at par with those of the judges of the Supreme Court of India, as per the Chief Election Commissioner and other Election Commissioner Condition of Service Rule 1992. The actual function of Election Commission. One of the most important features of the democratic policy in India is election at regular intervals. Holding period, free and fair election are essentially of a democratic system and a part of the basic structure of the Constitution. The Election Commission is regarded as the guardian of election in a country. In every election, it issues a model code of conduct for political parties and candidates to conduct election in a free and fair manner. The Commission issued the Code of Conduct for the first time in 1971 for the 5th Lok Sabha election and has revised it from time to time. It laid down guidelines for the conduct of political parties and candidates during an election period. However, there have been instances of violation of the code by various political parties, with complaints being received for misuse of official machinery by the candidate. A law for the registration process for political party was enacted in 1989 and a number of parties got registered with the Commission. The registration helped avoid confusion and ensure that the political parties are brought under the purview of the Commission. The Election Commission has the right to allow symbols to the political party. It gives recognition to the national parties, state parties and the regional parties. It sets limits on poll expenses. The Commission prepares electoral rolls and updates the voter list from time to time. Notification of dates and schedule of election for filling nomination are issued by the Commission. It is noteworthy that Election Commission cannot allot same symbol to 2 regional political parties even if they are not in the same state. Next topic is secret ballot. Secret ballot, also known as Australian ballot. It is a voting method in which a voter's choice in an election or a referendum are anonymous, forestalling attempts to influence the voter by intimidation, blackmailing, and potential vote buying. The system is one means of achieving the goal of political privacy. Secret ballots are used in conjunction with various voting systems. The most basic form of secret ballot utilizes blank piece of paper upon which each voter writes his or her choice without revealing the votes to anyone. The voter would fold the ballot paper and paste it in a sealed box which is emptied later for counting. An aspect of secret voting is the provision of a voting booth to enable the voter to write on the ballot paper without others being able to see what is being written. Today, printed ballot papers are usually provided with the names of the candidate or question and respective check boxes. Provisions are made at the polling place for the voters to record their preferences in secret, and the ballots are designed to eliminate bias and to prevent anyone from linking voter to ballot. Definition of candidate. Candidate, that one that aspires to or is nominated or qualified for an office, membership, or an award. The foremost significant topic after candidate is political parties. In our country, there are several political parties that stand for the election. The presence of the political party is actually a healthy situation for the nation. It gives people a choice to make more involved and effective decisions. Moreover, it derives the other political party to get better than their competitor to win election and rule the nation. So, this is the basic backdrop of political party. But what is a political party? Why do we need a political party? Let's find out. A political party basically is a group of people. These people come together to contest election in order to hold power in the government. It is a way to mobilize voters to support common set of interests, concerns, and goals. The primary role of the political party is to fix the political agenda and policies. So each party tries to persuade people by claiming their policies are better than those of other parties. In broader perspective, a political party is a means via which the people can speak to government and have a say in the governance of any country. So every political party must have three key components: leaders, active members, and followers. Let's talking about the function of a political party. The function of a political party are as follows. A political party contests election by putting up candidates. In countries like USA, the candidates are selected by members and supporters of a party. On the other hand, in countries like India, the candidates are chosen by top party leaders. Every party has different policies and programs. Voters make a choice in accordance with the policies and programs liked by them. In a democratic country, a large group of people that has certain similar opinion group together and form a party, then give a direction to the policies adopted by the government. Those parties which lose election from the opposition, they voice different views and criticize the government for their failures and mobilize opposition to the government. Political parties shape public opinion. With the help of pressure groups, the party launch movements for solving problems faced by the people. What is the actual importance of political party? A democracy cannot exist without the presence of a political party. This is clear from the function performed by a political party in case there are no political parties then. Every candidate in the election would be an independent candidate. An individual candidate does not have the efficiency to promise any major policy change to the people. In such a scenario, no one will be responsible for how the country is run. In the long run, only a representative democracy can survive. Political parties are the agencies that gather different views on various issues and present them to the government. And the last topic is coalition government. Coalition government in a parliamentary government body of advisor that is formed when different political parties choose to cooperate in the administration and regulation of a country or community. Coalition government usually are a temporary alliance being formed when no single political party gains a clear majority and competing parties instead negotiate to work together. Such a situation is likely to occur during a period of crisis, such as during war or in response to political breakdown. Members of all parties in a coalition government are appointed to a cabinet. Thank you and have a nice day.